are behind you right now. This call is in relation to the TSA, and I was wondering if I could ask your help or somebody's help that's listening right now. I asked the ACLU to help me, but they declined to help me on this. But basically, I sent a Freedom of Information Act request on September 30th, 2010, and I wanted to read to you, if you would allow me, what the letter they sent back to me. They only sent one letter back to me. If that's okay, sir?
Well, they tell you you're a pathetic slave and they don't follow federal law and don't have to tell you what they're up to?
They said, this acknowledges receipt of your September 30th, 2010 Freedom of Information Act request to the TSA for all records pertaining to how many millirems of radiation exposure that the TSA workers are being exposed to every day from TSA naked body scanners. Also all records that TSA have pertaining to how many millirems of radiation exposure that every passenger is being exposed to every time that person flies by being subject to this technology. Your request was received on October 13, 2010. Now, it's been 9 months, and I've only received one letter back. And it says, we are encountering delays, cites a bunch of laws, and then starts going into how they're going to charge me for records in accordance with the DHS FOIA regulations, and that they're going to charge me hourly rates and this and that, and it's basically just...
Yeah, they're not supposed to do that, and what they'll do is they'll try to give you every document they ever printed and send you $1 million bill, and that's been challenged in court. The ACLU in Michigan a few weeks ago put in a request to get the documents on police randomly pulling people over, grabbing their cell phones, plugging them in, and stealing the content of their phone, and they tried to give the ACLU $1 million bill. And it just shows how this government is trying to operate in secret. They wouldn't tell Congress for over a year the digital numbers on radiation from the scanners. And then when they were forced to, they released fake numbers and have now been caught. It is a group of lawless criminals who are power grabbing right now. But we need to get Bob Barr's group, Liberty Guard, back on for a 10-minute update or something. I think get Bob Barr himself on. Because they were going to file a lawsuit if they didn't release the stuff. So we'll continue to look into that, Jeff. I'm glad you called. All of us need to be, looking into this. But we already know from the scanners, even the New York Times 2 years ago had top scientists 20 to 50 times the level they claim of radiation. So we already know it's frying people, especially the moron TSA. Dave in Florida, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex, first-time caller, long-time listener. And you woke me up. I'm also a Christian, retired Air Force member. I went to church as a kid. I studied prophecy, and that led me to have an understanding about this new world order and how it's going to affect our lives. And I've taken a lot of heat because of it. And because of you, you're waking other people up, and they're saying, hey, Dave, this makes a lot of sense. So what I do is I tie the prophecy from the Bible and what's happening.
Yeah, that's
currently.
right, because I don't push the Bible and push revelations, but lay out what's happening. That, we've confirmed, leads a lot of people to wake up to the larger issues, that this is a spiritual battle, and the globalists are being basically directed by this prime evil. There's no doubt about it, and the globalists themselves understand that and say that in their more internal writings. I'm going to hold you over, Dave, so you can finish up your point. And they're using this whole pre-tribulation rapture as a way to get everybody to stand down. Then for secular people, they have the 2012 mumbo-jumbo. Folks that wouldn't believe in Christianity believe a twisted Mayan prophecy. And I don't do nothing. World's going to end in 2012 anyways. Right as the globalists try to finish their takeover in 2012. They want us to stand down. We're opening the phones up right now. And if you just joined us, coming up in about 25 minutes, Dr. Jerome Corsi is going to be live on air with us. The author of Where's the Birth Certificate that the White House had to respond to a month ago with Obama's press conference. They've now had hit pieces come out in Esquire saying that WorldNet Daily had said the book was a lie and was recalling it for the full retail price of the book, which is economic warfare. Not only is that a lie, but they sell the book for 50, 60% off to the bookstore. So if it was full retail price, it wouldn't just be the cost of the book. It would be the full retail, designed to bankrupt them. And then it also creates the rumor And the idea that, oh, even the publisher admits it's a fraud, and they're recalling it from the stores. Then people go back to the stores saying, you notice they waited till the book was out 3 days to do this. Hey, I want my money back. So then the booksellers freak out and say, well, that's it. We're pulling these off the shelves. This was serious economic warfare. Why is the White House so scared using their surrogate of Esquire to do this? The White House also says it's going to be part of their campaign, that Obama's made in America with T-shirts and coffee cups. That's all coming up. Now, separate from that, they have Christian Radio Network and others in the last year saying the rapture will happen today on the other side of the planet, tomorrow here in North America and Western Europe. And when it doesn't happen, it'll just be further cannon fodder to discredit Christians. It is a 150-year-old dogma that there's going to be a pre-tribulation rapture. In Revelations, it says when Christ returns and whips the devil at the Battle of Armageddon and the archangel ties up the devil with a big chain and all that, that then the dead in Christ will be raised up. Okay? Clearly, a 5-year-old could read it. It says that. I read the Bible verse earlier where it says, no man, not even the angels, not even the Son, only the Father knows when Christ will return. That's Matthew 24:36, King James Version, and every other version says the same thing. And these people don't care. And they did it in 87, 94, the same people. They're doing it again. And I'm tired of it. But you notice all the Hollywood movies about the world ending in December of next year. All the New Agers pushing it. This is a simple psychological warfare tactic to teach people that resisting and being involved is futile, that you don't control any of your destiny, that you can't do anything, just lay down and take it. It's over. They have all these best-selling books out about the end of history and the end of man and the world without man. And I'm at the grocery store and see end caps with magazines and audio books from the secular view that mankind's all about to die. And I see no evidence of this anywhere but by the globalists gearing up underground bunkers, seed vaults, and saying themselves, once the planetary regime is in place, they're going to release airborne super plagues, a human version of mousepox that kills 99% of humans. And, of course, they'll have the antidote. Now, that's a real group running the planet, setting up world government, waging war, setting up police state, saying that out in the future, they're going to, once they've got their world government in place, they plan to kill us. Now, that's a real group saying this, and I've made films on it. I've had countless guests. We've got a special hour-plus documentary coming out just on White House documents dealing with this. I don't even know what to say. That's a special web documentary for pacman.pt.vu coming out next week. I haven't even decided on the exact title yet. I mean, right now, the trailer for it is Webster Tarpley. I said I'd go to your calls. I better go to him right now. But since I mentioned it, let me just give you the trailer name. See if I can find it. I can't keep track of all this stuff anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the trailer's up on prisonplanet.tv if you want to see it. But I live in the real world. That's why we've accurately predicted so much of what's happened. Here, I'll find the Tarpley here in a minute. There it is. And if you scroll up the top, I can see the headline. Thank you. Trailer, Webster Tarpley and the elite's plan for global extermination. And this isn't conspiracy theories. It isn't fantasies. It is the official policy of every Western government's science czar and leader, and officially taught in every major establishment university, in the psychology department, biology department, politics, political science. It's standard. All right, I'm going to shut up. Going back to your calls here, finishing up your points, Jeff, about this attempted mainlining that the world is going to end. So why stand up against corruption?
Alex, this is Dave.
Okay, Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, I really feel your pain and frustration because of the government's acceleration and blatant lying to us. But we, as good people or Americans, have to know that this is a battle of good and evil. And Christians should not fear evil because it's already been defeated. Have faith in his word and not the world, and we will prevail.
I agree with you, and I appreciate your call, Dave. Sorry, I got the calls out of order here. My issue is most churches, Christian, Catholic, you name it, I scan around on the dial, I listen to the religious channels on XM, it's the same thing. End of the world's coming, lay down. End of the world's coming, lay down. And so people just have this, I'm already dead, why should I? Okay, let the TSA stick their hands down my pants. Let the foreign banks steal everything. Okay, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy to be losers, and it's not in the Bible. And for all you secular people who don't believe in the Bible, why do you believe in a Mayan prophecy that isn't even what the Mayans said? See, they've tailored this for every audience. Let's go to JP in Maryland. JP, you're on the air.
Hello, Alex. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for calling.
I'm one of the founders of the Annapolis Tea Party, and I'm friend with Joe, former...
is Mitt Romney wrote the health care plan in Massachusetts that is now federal law. Newt Gingrich is a carbon tax world government lover. Of course, Republicans then love him. Mitt Romney, Obama got 4 times the money that John McCain got. It's not that John McCain was good either. It's that Obama was the man. And you see the establishment early on getting behind Romney, and that's all you need to know. A lot of that was big corporate donations. So I really appreciate your call, JP, on the issue of Ron Paul. Ron Paul wins either way. He's running. He's going to educate people about real issues. Talk about the Federal Reserve. Talk about the real ruling class in this country. Talk about crony capitalism versus true free market. He's getting a lot more attention now than he got 3 years ago, and we need to get behind him. But as he will tell you, he's only one salvo in the fight. There's the state rights movement, nullification. We've got to fight at every level and every strata. And so people need to get out there and start knocking on doors. I mean, you've got Rush, the big rock band. I was driving down the road this morning, dialing through, and I heard him talk a song talking about the New World Order and deception and control. And then I got into the office and checked it, and sure enough, it's like a pro-Ron Paul song. I mean, I'm telling you, folks, there's a top hip-hop star. It was an interview. I mean, top guy, Hip-Hop Hall of Fame. We're about to get him on the show. I just gave an interview to Luke Radowski. What's his name again? Prodigy. Everybody knows who he is. I don't. But the point is, fan of this show, fan of Ron Paul, we're told. Just did an interview with Luke Radowski. We're going to be getting him on. I mean, it's just, it's massive. And it's about an idea. Ron Paul is just a focal point of that. Let's go ahead and talk to Paula in California. You're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Hi, how are you? Well, first off, it's an honor to be speaking with you. I'm from Chile, South America, where my parents lived a dictatorship initiated and provoked by Kissinger's Black Mountain Project. And I just want to say that from what I've learned and seen, it's not much different from the things that are happening in this country. You know, the invasion of privacy, it doesn't take much to put the pieces together, and people need to wake up.
Well, it's like with Hitler. It's like with Hitler. It took him a good 7 years to really get the tyranny rolling. And it's the same thing here, but now at a certain point, the pot goes from simmer to boil. The water's starting to boil.
Well, exactly, and the signs are there, like, right in front of your face, and if you see them, you have to do something about it. But people here in this country are so quiet, and they remain distracted. And, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but it's frustrating because I'm 23 years old, and I talk to people with my age, but they don't realize what's going on. Here in California,